What's up, guys? We're back with another episode of Pound for Pound here at the M Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada. I am the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.
Henry Cejudo, a.k.a. Triple C.
And today we have a very special guest, a man that needs no introduction, the icon, the baddest man on the planet, the iconic Mike Tyson.
Thank you.
Oh, come on, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, people.
A Shadowline production.
You looking, me and Henry combined ain't like you right now. You tight again.
230.
230. Is that the biggest you've ever, well,
In my
training
fight weight, yeah, around 230. But my body's changed a little bit. My mass, I have more mass when I'm working out. You just put on weight, you put on fat, and you turn that fat into muscle, and so you become heavier.
Yeah, because you're relatively, for the heavyweight division, you're known as a short heavyweight.
It's small. I'm normally, my fight weight is the heavyweight when I was champ 217, 219.
Yeah, but you're like people that see Mike in person. You're like a refrigerator, Mike. Like your back, like you're a lot more wide, and obviously you're not in comparison to a guy like Tyson Fury or the heavyweights that they're just much taller.
Yeah, I'm the shortest person in my family. My sister was taller than me. I was the shortest person in my family.
No way.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No, I did not know that. But
Sure
Uncle Mike,
can.
this is, I mean, it's surreal every time because you're one of those people, one of those special individuals that it doesn't matter how much time we spend around you, how many times we're around you. We still feel that every time we get around you, you're just that unicorn to where you exude this excellence, this radiance. And whether it's from knowledge, whether it's a wealth of knowledge, of history, of strength, power, you represent that symbol for everyone. And right now, you're doing something that's unheard of, that I don't think anyone has ever kind of dared to do. And you're stepping back inside the ring again after, you were in the ring, in 2020?
4 years ago.
4 years ago versus Roy Jones, which I thought you looked phenomenal in. And now you're stepping back in the ring, and I think that one was an exhibition. Is this one an exhibition as well?
No,
or
it's
is
a fight. It's a
This
fight.
is an actual sanctioned fight. And you're stepping back in the ring November 15th versus Jake Paul in Texas?
Arlington.
Texas. My hometown.
Really?
Yes, my hometown.
Wow, I know.
Arlington,
Listen,
Texas.
one day I went there for a layover and I stayed, and nothing but Africans there. it's like a haven for Africans.
Yes,
Like,
we got
nothing
our
but
own
Africans.
sanctuary there.
No, serious.
Yes.
It's a gang of Africans.
Yes. And you're stepping back in with Jake Paul, a young up-and-coming boxer who I know he gets a lot of flag for. He's a YouTuber turned boxer, and people like to kind of just pick at that. But this is a man that's been boxing now for quite some time, that has developed some real skills, and you're going to put him to the test November 15th.
Absolutely, yeah.
How are you feeling
Looking
about
forward
that
to it.
upcoming
I'm
fight?
looking very much forward to it, and I put in the work, so I'm not really worried about anything. I put in the work. It's nothing else I can say. I put in the work.
Yeah, because the thing that people don't realize, Mike, because I was with you for that Roy Jones fight, and I know you wake up every 5 a.m. You're doing your runs. I'm just like, really, Mike? Like, you don't smoke weed. You pretty much go completely sober to really you clean your body, because a little bit of what motivates you. And we talked about before when we had De La Hoya on Hot Boxing. We talked about fear. And that I do believe that that's something that makes Mike Tyson special, is the fact that there's fear in you. Can you explain a little bit about that,
Absolutely.
Mike?
I don't know. That's just who I am. I'm a fear-based person. My whole life is based off fear of failing, fear of succeeding, because succeed may lead to failure in another direction or in a higher participant of that direction. And but I know how to control my fear. My fear doesn't dominate me. I have a relationship with my fear.
So you have a relationship with fear. So do you believe that you were born with that? Because your story
No, I
is...
wasn't born. I was taught. My mentor taught me to understand fear. If you didn't if I didn't know the dynamics of fear, I would think I'm a coward. But I'm not a coward. Everybody has the same feelings, but it's what the coward do that makes him a coward, and what the hero doesn't do that makes him the hero. But we all have the same feelings. It's just to control those feelings.
And when you look at a guy like Jake Paul, so whether it was Jake Paul or anybody else, there would still be that fear in
Absolutely. If it was my sister, my daughter, I would still have that fear. I wouldn't fight if I didn't possess it.
Do you feel like that too, Kamaru? How do you channel the fear a little bit?
I do. I obviously getting into sports and our trajectory to where we are now. I try to study as much as I can, and I try to study even some of the things that you've said early on, or some of the things that kind of help me hone that and take that in to the point where your description of your approach to the fight on fight day, to the walk, to that ring, to the cage for us, I play that in my head every single time, because those are the feelings that I'm having at that time. Every time I'm walking, as I get closer to the cage, as I get inside the cage, just the way that I feel. And those have been some of the words and things that have helped me deal with that fear. Because you touched on this a little bit before. When you're in the gym training with guys are getting the better of you. You know, guys are looking good, they're looking sharp. Or even if you don't have a fight, you're looking great, you're training with guys, it seems like you never get tired. And then as soon as you sign down that dotted line, and there's a date, there's an opponent, there's someone to fight, it all changes. It's like that fear just now comes into play. And it seems to kind of, I don't know why that is, of why that takes control, a hold of it.
Now, I don't understand that. That's the part of fear I don't understand. What you just said, I don't think, I'm going to explain it now. I don't think no fighter understand that. We can go in the gym, world champion, the baddest guy in MMA. They go in the gym, and there's a guy that can kick his ass every day in that gym. Right. In that gym, he'll kick his ass. But if he fight anybody outside that gym, if he go into a fight like you, he can't beat nobody.
Right.
You know guys like that?
Oh, yeah.
Kick your ass in that gym. I don't care how great you are. You get in that gym with him, he'll beat your ass. But you let him go into to a ring, he's fighting an opponent, a real fight, some lights, some popcorn, and he just falls apart. And I just don't understand that. See what fear does to you? See what it does? Kill you in that ring. But beat everybody in the gym.
But I like what you said, Mike. You build a relationship with fear. And I feel like that's also what's made you extremely successful. Because I know you, Mike. Obviously, you know, we've done freaking over 40 different podcasts. You know, these guys over here, which I'm happy to see. And I feel like with this fight with a guy like Jake Paul, it's almost like I tell people all the time, it's like, hey, like, you know, Mike Tyson loves boxing. Like, yeah, he's a fan of boxing. But I don't know if Mike really wants, I don't know if he's that fighter that everybody thinks he actually is. There's layers to you. Because I feel like there's an ability that you've been given. And how do you explain that, Mike? Is it a love-hate relationship with the sport of boxing?
Yeah, absolutely, because you got to work for it. It gives you no quarter. You got to put everything in it. You got to work hard. You know, when I signed to do this fight, I'm out here playing bulls. Yeah, I'll fight that. And then I said, now I got to do that work. Whoa, holy shit. See, I'm talking shit. Now I got to do the work. Now I think, why the fuck I do this shit? And that goes through my mind too. Why the fuck did I do this shit? When I'm putting in that work and I can't go home, my wife can't touch me. Miss, stop, leave me alone. Don't touch me. And I'm like that. And sometimes my wife is in the room and I'm like, ah! Because I'm in pain, I'm suffering. So what the fuck am I doing this shit? So I promised myself I wouldn't do this to myself, my body, my family again. But I put myself in that. I put myself in it.
Do you like who you are, Mike? When you are in fight camp, do you like that person?
Wow, I can't believe you. No, I don't like that guy too much.
I completely understand that.
Because that guy don't give a fuck about nobody's feelings.
But if you're not that guy,
yeah, you have to understand. My wife and my family understands that. That's why they're not around me. Else they keep their distance because they know that's just fear. Just fear yelling out. That's my fear without saying that I'm afraid. Without saying you're afraid, you're showing your fear.
I want to tie that into kind of where we are right now in our careers. It's something that's I'm constantly dancing around with in my mind. Is we're in this position to where we've been at the top of the sport. We've got all the accomplishments and things like that, and now we've been knocked down a step. But we're in a position to where we could potentially get back there, there's a roadmap to get back there, but we have to turn back into that person, because if you're not a fighter, it's almost impossible to understand how selfish of a life it has to be as a fighter.
Yeah.
For you to say, okay, it's 7 p.m. on Friday night and my daughter has a recital or has a play at school, but I know that 7 p.m. I could get a run in that's gonna push me further, give me those extra legs for around 10, 11, 12. Your father now is making that decision. That's the place where we're
Keep
at.
this though. I made that decision once to take my daughter to the father and daughter dance when I was training for a fight, and I wasn't a happy camper.
You were a happy camper in
I wasn't a happy camper taking them to the daughter. I was sharp at the people. What? No, yeah, okay. What? You know, I wasn't there like jumping. I wasn't a happy camper there. You know.
So would you think, even though you did go to father-daughter dance, would it have been better because you are in fight camp to actually go to training?
Oh yeah, I just want to train. That's all I do. When I'm training, that's all I do. I want to train. And normally after you work out, it takes really 2 days for the body to recover. I'm the kind of guy, when I'm on my recovery time, I might do 6,000 reps on the rower. You know, it's the sickness in me.
Yeah.
It's just the sickness. I want to kill myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now, Mike, what's a typical day? Are you still waking up early in the morning like you did before? Like
Yeah.
you still do the road work? Like can you kind
I
of?
get up in the morning, I do the road work.
How many miles?
The basically 4 miles. On the treadmill, 4 miles, 5. 'Cause I can't do it outside. People fuck with me.
Yeah.
Right, so I go on the treadmill. And then after that, I do the rower for like, I don't know. I might do, this is on the real too. I might do 3,000 rows. Then come back later, do another 3,000.
Yeah.
Then the next morning, do another 3,000. I got at least 7,000 rolls within a day and a half. 7,000.
Yeah. Now with this fight with Jake Paul, like obviously he's beaten a lot of legends. He's beaten a lot of people who have done great things either in boxing, formerly in boxing, but in particularly MMA. Like, how do you break down a kid like that? He's got the youth.
Well, first of all, you don't know how old you are. Somebody told you how old you are. Julius Caesar had a big ego. He wanted the extra month, so he said, I'm going to create July. So how old are you? These people are creating months and years to make people a certain particular age. You really don't know how old you are. You don't know how old. I don't know how old I am. People design their own calendar. So we don't know how old we are. We know what people tell us how old we are. We know what people tell us we should be retired by this age. That's what they tell us. Our man's biggest downfall is to believe he has limitations. And that's what we do when we believe we're a certain amount of age. I don't think I'm 58. Do you think I feel 58? When I'm fighting them young niggas in the gym and they're bashing me, them big, strong motherfuckers, and I'm bashing them back. You think I feel 58? You think they're not trying to hurt me in that gym?
Yeah.
So they can get a reputation?
Yeah.
Young 30, 28-year-old motherfuckers.
Yeah.
No, they ain't getting nothing.
And that's an interesting point that you bring up, because that is something that, like, we're in a place where we're kind of, it's being thrown around at us. Oh, no one's won a title over the age of 30 something or something like that, and they're saying, okay,
because no one believed they could, because everybody told them that they couldn't. That's why.
Exactly. And they keep saying, oh, you should retire. You guys should retire. You guys should retire. But I don't feel like I should retire. I'm in a place where mentally I can still do this. Mentally, I still want to get up and do the work.
100%. Listen, I lost. I got beat my last pro fight when I fought. I lost. I got beat. I stopped fighting for a while. I recuperated. Hey, let's do it again. Let's start all over. Now we're doing it again at this level. You know, you don't have to stop doing just what you love doing. You know, you don't have to stop doing it. Just by the grace of God, this guy Jake Paul came around. You know.
Okay, now you say by the grace of God. Why do you say that, Mike?
Because he made noise. He caused for people to hate him, and nothing's more.
And he brings in the.
Well, that's from hate. There's nothing more There's no bigger finance than hate. Hate sells more than love, but love is more powerful than hate.
Whoa!
That's,
I like that. I
and
like
that's,
that.
I feel that because at some point, and even some of the biggest guys, business and purse wise and gate wise, have understood this. I think Floyd understood this at one point to where he realized, yes, his style might have not been friendly to watch because, of course, everybody, the spectators, they all want to see the violence. They all want to see blood. Even though they're not willing to risk themselves and their health to go in there and do it.
Listen,
They want to see that.
Exactly. This is what I always try to explain to people, especially when I'm talking to the corporate American. What we do, people avoid their whole entire life. At least they try to avoid their whole entire life. What we do we do it for a living.
Right.
It means nothing to us to get up in the morning and get punched in the face, to get our nose broken and punched back. They avoid it their whole entire life. At least they try to. And they humiliate themselves trying to avoid it. With us, they snap of a finger. Let's do it.
Right.
But I also do feel like even a guy like Ali he was funny, he was charismatic, and very clean with what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously he became Muslim, but he brought another character to the game.
Well, no one's ever been able to do that again.
Yeah.
That's a very, very rare trait. That's very rare. That's really hard to do. When you really think about it, listen, Muhammad Ali, look at all the film, all the 60 fights, whatever. He never threw a body punch in his whole career.
I studied that.
Never threw a body punch.
Ali never threw a body
Never
punch.
threw a body punch in his whole career. And they say if you don't throw a body punch, you're an idiot. Right? And fighting, if you don't throw a body punch, you're an idiot.
It's just head hunt.
Yeah, headshot. Pop, pop, pop.
Yeah, body punches are they're the worst too. That's the worst hit too.
That's when you know you're disciplined because you get in the boom, you don't see the punch, boom, you're knocked out. That happened to the baddest guy on the planet. But if you get hit in the body, you choose to quit or not. You choose if you want to go down. You choose to give up or not. It's not up to him. It's up to you to give up.
Right. So right now with Jake Paul and his whole theatrics, I can tell, Mike. We could tell when you do the press conference. Like you're just like you're almost like you're not kind of buying into what he's trying to do, but you get what he's trying to do. I'm not sure if he's annoying you.
Well,
or
that was at that stage of the game. You know what I mean? That was
Yeah.
far away from. But now we're closer
Now
to the
it's
fight,
closer.
so it's a little different.
Right.
Oh, you understand that, right? That's
so you don't want to poke. You don't want to poke.
I'm at that daughter to the dance now, and I have a fight coming, but I'm taking my daughter to the dance, and I'm scaring the little kids and the teachers at the dance.
Yeah.
I'm at that level now. Yeah.
And I think that's the thing too, to where, like you mentioned earlier, the average person, corporate America, they don't understand that. Yeah, you were having fun with it at first. It's fun. But now you signed down the dotted line. Now you're actually putting yourself through pain. Now you're actually preparing for an event like this.
Like sometimes my friends come to the gym, unannounced. They come to my gym, it's cool, but they realize I love them. I like my friend, I love them, but they notice I'm not too talkative and friendly. You know what I mean? I love you, but it's not the moment. This is not the right moment right now. Right. They don't understand it. This is just not the right moment. They think they'll love you, huggy, doy, the party guy in the gym like I am outside the gym. No, I'm a totally different person in here.
Oh, you think this could potentially be your last fight?
Hey, sky's the limit. They offered me some other stuff too. To be honest with you, I never was telling anybody, but yeah, they offered me some other stuff.
How do you see the state of boxing right now, especially the heavyweight division? It's almost been reignited in a way, to where now you're starting to see fights. Now you're starting to see. I mean, we've talked about a guy like Turkey stepping in and
he's doing a lot for boxing.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot for boxing. He just he's not looking to make money. There's no way he's looking to make money.
Right.
But he's just making boxing a better sport right now.
Right.
He really is.
Do you think boxing?
He's not handling boxing like a business.
Right.
He's handling like
it was a governing body, something like that?
No, it's like this is his playpen. Hey, let's put these guys. Hey, come on, you want this? Hey, come on, let's put them in. Yeah, they don't want to fight each other. Hey, you guys want to fight? It's me. Yeah, let's fight together, Yeah. He's making fighting fun.
Does he have the power to buy all the sanctioning bodies and make boxing into one like the UFC?
You have to talk to the sanctioning bodies. I don't know.
But you think because he does have funny money. He does have. I mean, he's got more money than we can think of.
Yeah, but
money talks, Mike.
I believe that. I believe in boxing that talks loud too. So I think it's possible he could do that. I don't want to say incriminate him and say he's buying people.
No. Like
No,
if anything, he's cleaning the sport, Mike. If anything,
This
if he
sport
does
fighting would never be a clean sport.
I
It
agree.
wasn't meant to be clean. And if it's clean, it'd be destroyed. He's just getting the fights together
why do you say that, Mike?
because it is. It's just fighting draws those kind of people.
Right. I agree with that because I feel any place where you get to where you put in the work, you do everything possible, but you're not the only one who benefits from it.
Exactly.
How could it possibly be a clean sport?
That's what, boxing people make billionaires poor men. Turn them into poor men.
Say that again, Mike.
The boxing business turned billionaires into poor men.
I feel that.
So in other words, the people who are promoting the sport,
They make fools out of billionaires. Because you come in here being, I'll check this, my money, my checkbook, will put all this in perspective. Next thing you know, you don't have a checkbook no more, else it's very small.
Right.
All those guys that were billionaires thought they could change boxing, they leave boxing with a bad taste in their mouth.
Right.
yeah. Well, speaking about that, your boy Dana, man, what advice would you give him? He's getting ready to jump into this game. He's starting Zuffa boxing or UFC boxing. I'm not sure what it's called.
Well, listen, I would love to give him some insights and everything. He'd like to give him the insights. I think he's gonna do a good job. I think so. I really do.
You think the UFC model that Dana would bring into boxing would actually work, or is it too corrupt?
Well, that's up to Dana if he's running the show. It's up to him if he's going to be corrupt or not.
No, I'm not
But if he
talking.
get the fights, the name of the game is to get the fighters and get the most money for the less risk. He need a good. He know what Dana really needs. He needs a great matchmaker. That's what no one has now. No one has a great matchmaker. You see, they put Bevo and that other guy together with the other guy. The match stunk.
Yeah.
They don't know how to put great matches together where the fight's going to be exciting. You know how they talking about Shakur, how he looks bad in his next fight. You don't put him in with a guy you put him with a guy like Pitbull, and that's an exciting fight.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's exciting. You put him in a guy that's constantly on the top of him. You don't put him in a guy that's trying to box him, and this guy's a specialist. He's making this great boxer look like an asshole. No, you put him in with a guy that's pressuring him, and then you can see his ability.
Yeah, you force him to fight.
Yes.
As always, we want to give a big shout out to our partners at Underdog Fantasy, the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Of course, Underdog's pick'em game is as simple as choosing higher or lower on a variety of different stats. They've got every sport from MLB, NFL, and of course, UFC.
That's right, Kamaru. And this week for Thursday Night Football, all you customers get a CJ free pick. The Texas QB only needs 1 yard for us to win. Underdog is available in 30 plus states, including California, Texas, and New York.
Use code P4P, that's pound for pound, when you sign up to support the show. Click the link down below to get started. Now, if you had to rank kind of, let's just say, just your top 5 right now favorites to watch in all division in boxing, who would you say are your top 5 guys right now?
In boxing, Benavidez,
Yeah.
Tank, Shakur when he's got that kind of guy, like if Tank was fighting him,
Right.
Yeah.
something like that. Who else I got? Of course, Bud Crawford. And listen, I like Spence too.
Yeah.
See, everybody's looking at that. But I think Spence could come back and still get his title back.
Right.
I really think so. I think Spence is an underrated fighter.
I think so too.
He's high on Spence.
Yeah, Spence
No,
is an
I mean,
underrated
we're
fighter.
both, Dallas. We have that Dallas connection. But I would say a reason why I really like Spence is because I met Errol back when I was living at the Olympic Training Center, training for the Olympics, and watching
Colorado
these.
Springs?
Yeah, Colorado
That's beautiful.
Springs.
I love that place.
Yeah, and watching all these young boxers trying to make the Olympic team and watching them come in, and it was just something about him as far as just kind of his dedication. He was one of the ones on the team to where you could tell how focused they were, that they were determined. They knew that I've been going someplace. I have a journey, and I'm focused on that journey. You could see it in his energy and how calm he was, and I just knew I gravitated towards that because in myself, I felt the same way with what I was trying to do in my sport. And they went to the Olympics, and he actually was one of the ones that he did the best at that Olympic run. Yes, they came home with no medals, but we all know about the controversial
Getting the
decision.
medals is great, but it's all about the experience.
Right.
You know, I didn't get no damn medal. I lost to the gold medalist, but then I fought in pro, knocked him out 1 round. But the fact is, Spence, this is what you got guys, this is boxing, this is business. If you can fight a guy who you grew up with, in the old days, right, like say the 30s and 20s, when the Jewish guys were fighting and stuff, they were poor, didn't have any money. Like they go to Mr. Benny, like, hey, can we get a fight where we can feed our family and stuff? But the guy's gonna try to take the title. It's not like he's gonna take a dive and he give him a fight. That's why he should fight. I think he should fight one of those Chola brothers at 54, Spence. That'd be a hell of a fight. They both have money. They go to the bank, take their families, take care of their families. They care, but I can't fight my friend. If he was your friend, he'd fight you. And you guys can take care of each other's families. That's what boxing is about, taking care of your family.
Right.
Hey, he's not a friend. I can't fight him. I grew up with him. No, if he's a big draw, he should want to help you and fight you, help you make some money.
Right.
That's a friend.
Right. That's interesting that you say that, because I found myself in a position to where, and potentially I'm in that position again right now, to where I'm in the gym with the guy who's close to fighting for the title. I remember when I was a champion, and my training partner I trained with for years, Gilbert Burns, he ends up becoming the #1 contender. And I remember watching that fight. I was in camp as well, getting ready to defend against someone else. And I remember watching him win, and I'm watching the fight, and then he calls me out on television after the fight.
Like that.
And I remember the feeling. I just felt so like, well, that's supposed to be my guy.
You didn't smile and laugh?
No, at the first I didn't. At first I
Mike's
didn't.
a businessman. Mike's a businessman. He gets it.
At first I didn't, because I felt, because when you're in it, when you're in the mix, and especially I'm in training camp as well, you're ultra sensitive to everything.
Yeah.
So your emotions, they change like this, and I remember how I felt about that. I felt like, that's my guy. I've helped for years trying to get better, helped him trying to win fights. I've even cornered him for fights, and now he wants to take everything that I have.
No, you didn't look at it like that. You look at it like this. That's a business deal.
That's true, but at that time,
That's a business deal.
Yeah, that's the same reason why you brought Roy Jones for that exhibition. And I was like, damn, like at first at the beginning, I was like, I don't like that match that much, because I felt like Roy was gonna move a lot. But then I was just like, all right, I got it. So once I talked to you, like, I brought him in, we both made
It's all
money.
business. This is business, man.
I understood that after, but during I didn't, because I'm ultra sensitive. I'm really tight with everything.
When you put that in check, it's called emotional intelligence.
Right.
You have to put your emotions in check and realize the big picture, what this is. You have children?
Yes.
How many children you have?
One right now.
One child. You fighting your best friend, who's a big draw, is going to enhance her life.
Right.
Now, how did that feel? That's totally different than him being your friend now. You look at it totally different now.
Yeah, no,
Right. No, I did, because once that fight,
I mean, it went good. It went good. He ended up
once
stopping.
once that fight was done, I understood it. I understood, to where now I'm over it. I can be around him. I get it. I don't know how he feels, and we and him still haven't sat and had a conversation about it. But I understand it, to where now I'm
Imagine if you didn't have that fight, you're sitting around without that money in your account. Fuck, we should have fought, huh?
Right. Now I'm in a situation again to where there's another guy that's in my gym that's going to fight for the title now, and if he gets that title, I'm next up. He has to fight me.
Hey, it's nothing personal.
And that's how I feel.
If they take it personal, that's on them. They have to grow up. But it's nothing personal.
Right.
So what advice would you give Kamaru there, like, other than just taking it, how does he view it, so he doesn't view it that way?
Look at your baby. Just look at your baby. That's all. Then I don't have to tell you no more. Just look at her.
Right.
Yeah. Damn, Mike, you've truly become a businessman. Obviously, you still got the mic bites. You got to talk to us a little bit about your what you're doing with.
I got the biggest cannabis company in the world.
You got some?
No.
Relax, Henry.
Mike used to smoke every day, right, Mike?
I'm just very grateful and fortunate, and I need to pray more and show more gratitude. But yeah, I'm doing really good in the cannabis business.
Have you thought about getting into the shroom business too? Or
Well, I'm in the shroom business.
Are you
too,
okay? So you
psychedelics.
are.
I'm in the testosterone business. I'm in iron remedy.
Right.
Yeah. Are you planning on doing retreats and things like that, Mike? 'Cause I know we
Yes,
talked about it.
absolutely, yes.
I want to go, Mike.
Absolutely.
You give me in,
All over
Mike.
the world. Over the world. It'll be all over the world.
Go to
We do
Colombia?
we do symposiums and everything.
Now you've done the ayahuasca retreats, huh?
No, I did the toe with Mike.
Yes.
And that changed my life, Mike. I
used
want
to
to
do
thank you
toe.
for
I
that.
did the toe a few days ago. I used to do the toe for
Woo!
3 days. I did it from
What did it tell you?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
What did it tell
Monday,
you,
Tuesday,
Mike?
That I'm okay. I'm okay.
Good. Can I tell you something, Mike? The first time I did with Toad, it really made me feel compassion for those who have hurt me. And then the second time I did it, it was different.
Oh, is that what you're saying?
It put me through a spiral. Be
Never
like,
the
oh, you keep
same.
fucking around.
You never
And this
the
was
same.
you kind of got going loony too. Oh, I understand it. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Let me put this in perspective. I was a little tense and nervous for it's a little, human that I did the toe. The toe made the fight so small.
The Toad what?
Made the fight so small.
Yeah.
No more nerves, no more thinking about it. It's so small.
Yeah.
But sometimes my ego makes me believe that I just woke up in shape and I didn't put in all this work and fighting and shit. I said, man, I'm ready to fight right now because I put in all that fucking work.
Right.
But the toe made you just believe that it's nothing. The fight is so small. Life is so big and the fight is so small.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the biggest thing I think I tell people about doing, a certain psychedelic like that. Like it's like what you think is important, it's not really what is. And I think it's different for everybody. It's going to bring out your biggest insecurities. It's going to heal you if you don't fight it. And it's going to make you a better human because of it. So I feel like nowadays with, you go to the hospital, you go to the doctor, hey, here's your pill, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Something that's man-made. But if you get something, because if you think about it, Mike, like the reason why there's so much crime and whatnot is just because of trauma from your childhood.
Oh, no doubt about it. I still got trauma from people bullying me. Can you believe that? I still have trauma from people picking on me when I was a little kid. Someone says a certain thing, boom, it triggers me. What did you say, nigga? And then he wasn't even talking to me. It's just boom, it's triggers.
So how do you see? I know you're very, and that's one thing too is being around you more and more. I know you're very observant. And how do you feel people have changed over time around you?
I don't know. I just make sure that I'm in the right frame of mind and I mind my business. That's why I realize before I was more accessible to people, but and I was playing myself too thin.
Right.
I gave myself to everybody. I learned to be more associated with people I care about. Like your guys, show your guys love. Whoever I'm not with, I'm not with. Whoever I'm with. That's what it is. Other than that, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, what advice would you give us? Because I know I do feel that sometimes overwhelmed with, okay, I'm trying to do this for that person and that for that person, or help that person and help this person.
Well, you have to realize
But it never works out the way I plan.
You try to hug the world. You try right now to hug the world. You can't, right? You can't help everybody. But everybody can help somebody. And that's everybody has to chip in. You can't help everybody, though. You have to realize that sometimes people like us that was broke and never had money and come from really poor situations, we get a bunch of money, we try to save the world and give our money away because we think we can't save the world. We can't. We have to set examples, but we can't save the world. Can't give everybody $5.
Yeah,
It doesn't work that way.
You remember that one time we were with Mike? We were with you in New York. And you're talking about those $5. But I remember, and I've always thought it would be, I remember you had a load of money. Mm-hmm. And we're in New York. It was me and Kamaru. This was during New Year's for PFL at that time. And I remember, you had your beanie on. It was cold, dude. It was cold at that time. I remember there was a homeless guy that was, kind of asking for money. And I'll never forget it because you go out there, you pull, you had a stack of hundreds and you pull out 100 and you said, here, man, go get yourself some food, go get somewhere to stay and get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, why, Mike? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
why? Because me and my mother used to beg in the street like that.
Yeah. But you're kind of like, you're adamant about telling him, like, hey, get out of here. Like, get out of here. Like, he didn't know who you was. I think if you're to take your beanie off,
well,
he
like,
did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Me and my mother used to do the same thing, that guy.
you know that I'm glad you brought that moment up because it was something else that I got from that moment, because when you gave it to him, he was in disbelief that you gave it to him, because I mean sometimes you already made the decision ahead. I'm gonna give him something, and I think the smallest thing you had in your pocket at the time, so you gave it to him, and he was like, all this? I think he even asked once or twice, all this?
Yeah,
Say
they
that.
know
Is this
lot.
real?
Normally they say that.
Yeah.
This is too much. No, this is
Yeah.
too much. Sometimes, yeah.
All this?
Yeah, that humbles me when someone says that. Sometimes they refuse and say, no, give me 20 or give me 5.
Well, I could be wrong, but I think, especially in certain situations where you're dealing with maybe an addict, and that's all they need because they know that's all I need for my next fix, and you give them something that exceeds the need for just because they know I need only $10 to get that fix, and you give them something way more than that, they're like, oh no, this is too much. And you're telling them to go get food and trying to tell them to take care of themselves, but in his mind, oh, I just need enough to get what
This
I
is
need.
just trouble. My ego makes me think I'm helping people, but in reality, he doesn't want to take it because somebody's going to take it from him. His experience, someone's going to take it from him. The people that he gives it to going to think it's fake. They give it to him and get the hell out of here. You're giving counterfeit money. And who is he going to call? He going to call a cop and say, hey, they took my $100 bill. But my ignorance and my ego says, fuck it. Let me show you I can give him this. Instead of breaking it up and giving him 10s or 20s like my wife tells me to do.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, so but that's who Mike is though, because I've been out with you, and whenever you've had appearances, you'll just go on the street just handing out money. And who was that guy that you fought that you bought him a Lamborghini? It was somebody that you gave a nice car to.
I give a lot of cards away.
Who Jason give cards to?
No, but in particular, there was a heavyweight that you used to box against that you ended up giving him a numbers brought it up.
I've given a lot of cars away. Because that's what people in our neighborhood like, cars. You know what I mean? Give him $1 million, he's going to blow that, going to have nothing left for it. Might die of OD. Give him a car, he's going to keep it to the wheels running. Ain't going to be no insurance, but he's going to keep it and have a ball, you know?
No, that's interesting you say that, because I often understand that it's the thought behind something that actually does count, because you can give someone $100,000, $100,000, and they'll blow it on something that it's not meaningful, that they won't have the next week or the next month. But you give them a $100,000 car, that's a car. That's something that you thought of and you gave them. That's something they might cherish even more than that $100,000.
Sometimes I do it for the wrong reason. Sometimes I do it because I'm trying to buy my way into heaven. So it's not necessarily always for the right reason, I think, sometimes.
I think we all kind of do that in our daily life.
Yeah.
In what we do. But Uncle Mike, November 15th, you're taking on Jake Paul.
Yeah.
This is a highly anticipated fight because, like you mentioned, there's no limitations to what you can do. And I saw that in your last outing with
But you know what's so
Jones.
crazy? Come on, I'm 58 years old. I'm fighting the biggest fight of my life. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?
That is.
You're supposed to fight the biggest fight of your life when you're in your 20s and stuff.
Is it at the actual football stadium?
Yeah.
90-something thousand, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
I've actually been in that arena. That's a massive arena, and it will be on Netflix still.
Yes.
Wow. So this will be the first combat sporting event live on Netflix, because I know Netflix is making their way into live sports. So I know not only will we be watching, I know the world will be watching.
And that's what I thrive on, the world watching me perform.
Right.
So really, that's my ego right there, people watching me.
I mean, you still, I think, hold the record. You're still on the record, top 10 record. You still own at least 5 of those numbers.
Well, this is number 1 now. This is number 1. Everybody, Florida, this is number 1 now. No one can beat me. I'm the best right now in all the drawers right now.
Right.
And that's what I love.
Or before Kamaru closes out, Mike, I just want to say thank you, Mike.
No, it's my pleasure. I can't wait to come here.
Yeah, no, I missed you, man. I know, I miss hotboxing. I miss, all the good times that we had, and I'm excited to watch you fight, Mike. And thank you for mentoring, man. I appreciate
It's all love, brother. It's all love.
I appreciate all the kind words and all the books you've asked me to read. All that stuff is good stuff.
Myself as well. I think you're just like I mentioned, you're just that figure, what you represent, and obviously we see ourselves differently in our head, but how we all view and see you is you represent that figure for us, that iconic figure, that you're a unicorn. You walk in a room, it changes the whole room. So we want to say thank you for
My
your
wife would say the
inspiration.
room would change for the worse. I gotta go make up to my wife now. God, damn.
You are a legend, and November
you.
15th,
Thank you.
we can't wait to see you step back
can't
in
wait
there
to
and
be
do
there.
what you do best. Do what you've showed the world, that you are the baddest man on the planet. November 15th versus Jake Paul, live in Arlington, Texas, my hometown. It's going to be amazing.
You know what,
And
Mike?
we'll
I'm
be
going.
watching.
Baby, you should be there. Everybody
I'm
else is
going.
gonna be there. You shouldn't be in this world alone. You're gonna be all alone in this world. Shit.
No, I'm
You'll be
going.
the last
I'm
man on the
going.
planet by yourself.
Going,
Everybody else
Uncle
will be there.
Mike.
Don't do that. You
I'm gonna
better
have
be
to-
there.
I'm gonna have to hit up Armic, dude. You know.
Yeah, come on down.
Yeah. November 15th, make sure you tune
Champagne.
in to watch
Champagne
Uncle Mr.
dreams.
Mike Tyson
Champagne drink.
take on Jake Paul live in Arlington, Texas, and it will be on
You
Netflix.
see that his sparring session where the guy faked being knocked out?
Yes,
That
I saw
was
that. I think that
beautiful.
was that Boachinia?
What's his name?
Paulo Costa, I think.
Paulo
guy?
Costa, yeah.
Was that?
No, it was a black guy.
Oh,
Tom Pereira?
He took a fake. It's a chubby black guy.
yeah.
I have no idea.
No,
He took a fall. He took a dive.
That inside fighting, Mike, with those hands. Woo.
Oh man,
I'm excited. I can't wait to watch it.
I'm going straight through him.
Woo!
He won't have to wait. He don't have to find me. All the running I'm gonna do is right at him. He ain't got to worry about finding me.
Worried about fighting me.
Well, the world will be watching as I will be watching. Make sure you tune in November 15th. Mike Tyson taking on Jake Paul live from Arlington, Texas.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Uncle Mike.
We out.
All right, Henry. Uncle Mike just left. Fantastic interview. But I love the place where he's at. Like, he's not. I know a lot of people are at home speculating, oh, he's 58. Why is he can't do this? He can't do that. Why? He's too old. But just because they can't do it, they're saying that. Uncle Mike was tight. He shook my hand. I was like, yo.
It's a big ass hand.
If
dude.
he hits you with these things, imagine him hitting you with a fist. And I'm thinking, Uncle Mike still, listen, of course, Father Time is Father Time. Of course, with time, we're going to slow. We're going to move a little different. But that power doesn't leave. And so for people at home talking all the trash and doing all of this, oh, yeah, this is not this, because they can't do it or they can't fathom being able to do it, I think they're absolutely wrong. I think this is still a highly competitive fight. And I'm anxious. November 15th. I'm on Netflix like this. I'm trying to see what's up. I'm trying to see this fight.
Right? Should do that again?
What do you think? I'm in front of the TV
No,
like this.
You know
Henry.
what? And I'll be quite honest with you, dude. At first, I was like, I never try to count out Uncle Mike, but because of the age. But then once you see him, you see how serious he's
Right.
taking his
Right.
training, and it's getting a chance to really feel his damn hand. His hands like it feels like a freaking, just like a bear paw, dude. Like, and then he put his hand over him. Like, he's a heavy dude. Like, he's probably 5'9", bro. Like, through age 2, he's shrunk a little bit. Like, he's a short heavyweight, dude. But the power that he has, bro, I don't think it's it's still there. And I do believe that a guy like Jake Paul's gonna fucking run, dude. He's gonna have to run. I think Jake Paul's gonna play that, I think, stylistically, because him knowing that Mike's gonna come at it. Because he's right. What Mike said at the end, he's like, I'm not. He knows where to find me. Like, I'm not backing down. Like, I'm gonna go in, and I think Jake Paul's gonna have to really dance the ring in order for him to maybe try to squeak out a victory. Because if he goes straight in against a technical savage like Mike Tyson, especially the focus that he has now, man, he's ready, dude. I ain't seen him like this with Roy Jones. Like that. That's why I kind of asked Mike the love-hate relationship with boxing.
Right.
What did he say? He was like, "Yeah, man, it's true." Like, because I know him. It's like, I do have a love-hate. Like, he's excited. He's excited not for the fight. He's excited to be done with the fight and then be him again.
Of course, I think I feel the exact same way. I think that's the mindset that I do get at the ending of a camp going into a fight is I can't wait for the moment that walk back from the octagon to the back. I love that.
Yeah.
I really love that. And not only do I love that, I love that and knowing that
And then holding
the
that
following
strap,
holding
being
the
beat
strap,
up.
you beat up, and it's not even at that point, it's not even the pain. It's not a bad pain. It's a joyous pain because I earned this pain. I worked for this and I was victorious in this. So I completely get that. I see the demeanor and I could tell he's honing in on it. But listen, let's not take anything away. Like you're absolutely right. Of course, Uncle Mike's not 25, not 23 anymore when he's dancing around. Of course, the joints and everything over with time, they starts to kind of slow down and they age. 100% Mike still has his power. Mike's going to come at Jake Paul. The thing here is Jake Paul is in I mentioned this a long time ago. Jake Paul is it's a tough place because there's only one way Jake Paul really gets through this fight and gets out of it what I think he's trying to get out of it. There's only one way to get that. Yeah. And that's you have to meet him there and you have to fight him.
Yeah.
If you play a Floyd Mayweather and do that ain't gonna do it for you. And I do think Jake Paul has the ability to be able to do that. I know he gets a lot of crap with people saying, because he's fighting all these guys, retired, former guys. It is what it is. Look at some Olympians come in. They win the Olympics and they come into professional boxing and they next thing you know, you finally hear of them, they're 10-0. You're 10-0, you're like, who is this guy 10-0? Oh, that was the Olympic champion. He's 10-0. Who did he fight those 10 fights? You don't really know. Most people don't know. But with Jake Paul, has it been like that? Jake Paul has been fighting, yes, there might be lesser opponents, but he's been fighting them in front of the world from 0-0, 0-2, 2-0. So he's been fighting these guys for us to see. So I think he does kind of get an unfair shake in that aspect because people downplay him. Oh, you're just a YouTuber. This kid's not just a YouTuber anymore. This guy's been doing this for a while now. And he's been boxing for years now. So absolutely, I think Jake Paul has a really good shot here. But I think the only way Jake Paul can get out of this, the significance and the glory that he wants out of it, is you have to go in there and you have to fight Mike. You can't run around and try to play the matador to a guy that's not 25 like you.
Okay, so that's Mike Tyson's fighting a day before the UFC, right? It is. So he's fighting on a Friday, bro. So that
November 15th.
I was gonna say,
What's
bro,
the
I think
UFC?
it would be nice to go to. I want to go to Mike's fight, dude.
Hey,
let's post up.
I
in
know
Dallas,
where I'm
dude.
going.
Let's post up in Dallas.
No, I gotta go see my parents in Arlington. I'm from Arlington, so I gotta go see them. It's been a while, so.
Of course, but one thing that surprised you from Mike, is there anything that surprised you in that interview that he said or that he's doing that really kind of hit home for you?
Surprised me, honestly.
Anything that stood out?
That stood out.
I
think I would say yes. I think it would be because I've never actually done the toad, but I've never done the toad. But I think it's the perspective, and I say the toad, but the toad is actually what DMT.
Yeah.
I think it's the perspective that it's given him, because this is something that I battle. When we talked about it, is you struggle with that fear of after you sign the dotted line and now you're putting yourself through this work, the fear of the unknown, what's coming up. But it's the perspective of how that has minimized that fear for him and the fight in itself for him. Yeah. I think that is a little surprising. Shoot, made me want to go sample a little DMT.
Yeah, it would, Kamaru. I think what you think you know, and you're not wrong.
Right.
But I will say this: like what DMT gives you, it gives you that emotion that you're feeling, but it gives you that experience of actually feeling that emotion, to where you're able to actually forgive or have compassion. Not even forgiveness, have compassion for yourself and have compassion for others. But I think for me,
You're selling it.
No, I'm telling you,
I'm straight
bro.
right now, though. I'm straight though.
No, I'm
I'm
telling
straight
you
on it
because
right now,
I do feel, and this is something that Mike he would always talk about it when we're doing hot boxing together. When I did over 40 episodes with this dude, and I finally was like, all right, Mike, let's do it. And then when I did it, dude, I was scared that night, and he was scared too. Come to find out, he was thinking about backing out. I was really contemplating on backing out because it really takes you to you're so alive that you're dead. You're so dead that you're alive. Like it's crazy. But other than that, I think what really surprised me with Mike, it was the last comments that he said. Like, he's like, I'm not like this is a business. My kid feeds off of this fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he knows where to fight. I'm not gonna run. I'm not gonna hide. Like he knows what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, right.
He knows Iron Mike from the '90s is coming back, and be aware.
Yeah, I would say just to round it up is just the perspective of fighting a friend, because it's where I'm at, because I do remember when I go to the gym, I see Gilbert. I saw him yesterday. When I see him in the gym, I'm, hey, what's up? You know, I'm relieved in that aspect because, you know, I know he made money. I made money. It was business. You know, but at the time of when
But is
situation,
it the same now? Is it the same now?
It's not. But it's not because of me, not of my perspective.
Hell
And that's
yeah,
what I'm
you won.
saying. and it's not even necessarily, well, I say that now because I am on a winning side of it. But I don't think necessarily it's that. I think I've let go of the emotion of how kind of hurt I was when I was in the moment while I was living that and going through it. So I think I've let go of that to where I can be free and nice and okay and back to normal with him. But like I said, one day maybe, you know, we'll get Gilbert on and we'll have a conversation about it.
I like
But,
that. Part of the round table?
Yeah, one day. Yeah, for sure. We'll have a conversation about it. But
Make sure
you know,
to have
it was
security guards in here.
It was special. It was special to have Uncle Mike. Like I said, every time that guy walks in the room, a unicorn walks in the room, and everybody feels the energy. So, you know, I want to say special thank you to him. And that'll be it for us here at the beautiful M Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada. I am the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.
Look at this one. Look at this one.
And we are out.